Looking a little rough tonight, guys. Good grief. Okay, that's all good. See if I can do something about that. Just a little something. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode here. This is actually not an episode of Bass and Furious. This is actually a live stream. And yes, you are watching me do my hair. Okay. All right, so completed that task. Now, thank you to everyone for tuning in to the live stream. I appreciate it. I know I come to you at random times to the live stream. I've been trying to film this video for a little bit, in between being extremely busy, trying to film this video for a little bit. So I decided to, instead of keep on waiting and doing the video, just go ahead and do it on the live stream. So I'll talk to you guys about it. You guys know it's the time of year. Everybody usually comes out with one of these videos, top 5 winter baits, and they come out with a like rod and reel arsenal type deal. Some YouTubers are out there telling you all about their personal lives and how things are changing and when they started meeting certain people and when they started different things. I don't got none of them kind of videos for you today. This is a fishing video about top 5 fishing baits, lures for the winter, and I actually have some of them with me inside my house. So I'm not just going to sit here and talk to you about a bunch of stuff. I'm actually going to show you some of the stuff that I'm talking about. So and give you guys a couple of updates. So we are almost done with this 2020. It's been one of the craziest, most unpredictable years in the history of the world, and glad to be winding this sucker down and trying to get on to the next side of this thing. I do feel like throughout, okay, sorry, we got some Fortnite going on in the background here. I do feel like the year was, you still make the most of your opportunities no matter what goes on. So basically, like, if life gives you something like this, you can choose to like not do well and fall apart, or you can choose to make the most of it, eat it, you know, and move on and power through with what's going on and make the best that you can. And that's what I've chosen to do this year. My family, everybody, we plowing through, making things happen, trusting God, and staying focused on our goals. So with that being said, I wanted to talk to you guys about the lures. I'll kind of dive right in a little bit. I'm actually off work a little bit early today, and I'm very excited about that. So normally, guys, I haven't even seen 7 something at home. It's not a thing anymore. I'm working like a lot of working right now, because that's what the goal is right now, is working. So I do lots of working, lots of working, and I'm very happy about that. That's a very good thing right now. But that's kind of where we're at. But I did want to bring this video to you guys about bait. So winter fishing, everybody's favorite time of year to fish. I'm lying. No, really, a lot of people don't like this time. I don't do the ice fishing deal. It's just not something I've done. It's not really big, I don't think, in where I'm at in Virginia. I don't know a lot of people that go ice fishing. I don't like the cold. I sure as heck don't like the ice. I don't know if you guys follow my channel at all and can remember, I don't swim. So standing on a sheet of ice, knowing that I can't swim, just doesn't relate well to me. It's not something I want to do. I'm not trying to do a one rod, like poke the ice thing and like pick myself up out the ice and all. Like, I ain't trying to do all that, man. So just catch me, but I will fish from the bank quite a bit, because this is a perfect time to go fishing, honestly, guys, because a lot of guys ain't fishing right now. A lot of people don't like winter fishing. They can put the poles up, they just put it down, and if you can get out there right now, you can definitely, like, I think Tactical Bassin says it best, you can definitely catch yourself a big fish right now, a really big fish. You can catch a bunch of small fish too, but you can definitely catch a big fish right now. So I like to go. I'll show you guys a couple of things I'm throwing that's going to try to give me that bigger bite as well. I had a goal for 2020. One of my goals for the year was to actually catch a fish on a Huddleston. I have failed to do that. I'm very disappointed in that fact, but the year's not up. I got like 9 days to try to catch a fish on a Huddleston. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to show you my setup that I'm going to be throwing for the rest of the year. Just give it a try whenever I get a chance. Hold on, there's a little bit of Fortnite going on. Oh Lord. Alright, we got some Fortnite battles going on, but so one of my goals for 2020 was to catch fish on a Huddleston. I have not done that. I am going to try it. I'm not going to give up. I'm not just going to throw in the towel. I am going to keep trying to do that. That's one of mine. So that's actually in the categories I'm going to talk about today. That's actually in the category number 5. But I'm going to try to go right into it. Show you guys one of my favorite new things that I have now that I have not owned. If you remember my very first video I ever made on my channel, I talked about having one of these, and I don't think I used it since that day. Don't really know where it is, have no idea. But I did finally circle back around 4 or 5 years later and actually have one. So I'm very excited about this. I'm pretty sure you guys all have them. You guys all know about them, use them all the time. It's great. But for me, I normally just carry my full fishing arsenal. I just bring all my stuff. Just like if I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something, even bank fishing, pond fishing, I bring everything. You guys know that. You've seen me fish Lake Mooney from the bank with like 10 rods. And I carry all 10 of them down to the bank, and I cast each and every one of them. Something I've always done. I think I paid for it dearly because no one should be carrying 10 rods anywhere or 8 rods anywhere. Shouldn't do it. You should just be maybe 1, maybe 2, 3 at most. Like especially if you're going bank fishing. Like it's not that big. On the boat, obviously you got a rod locker, things like that. It's a little different. But probably shouldn't carry 10. Pro tip. Okay. But what I did do this year, I'm very excited about. Just got this, literally got this probably 2 weeks ago, and I've finally caught a fish on it. But this here, guys, for everyone who's never new to fishing or never done fishing before, or would like to know, this is not a rod that's broken in half. Okay, this is not a spinning rod. This is actually a 2-piece travel rod. Yes, a 2-piece travel rod. That's my exciting news for you guys. A 2-piece travel rod. This is the first time I've had one of these. I can fold this sucker up, put it in the seat, and do my work, and then just pull this out. Because I don't have a lot of room in my truck with my work. It's a work truck. I ain't got a lot of room in there, but I can fit this. Not, I don't even have trunk space like I used to have that anymore. I don't even got that no more. This I can fold up and take anywhere. When I go on a family vacation, guys, I put all 3 rods in top, all 4 rods on top of the van or truck or whatever it is. I just put them right in the truck and put our coolers and bags and everything right around them. I ain't got to do that no more. I got a 2-piece travel rod, guys. I'm so excited. Like, this thing is pretty good. Now, of course, when I first got it, I put it together so tightly because I didn't want it to break or fall apart. I put it together so tightly that I could not get it undone. If I showed you guys the clip, it took 2 of us.
Sorry.
What's up?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, come on. And so, guys, I put it together so tightly that I could not get it together. And say hello, guys. This is LA Soph. She has a channel. Be sure to check her out. She has a monster zombie something thing that she's working on.
I didn't finish the series.
She didn't finish the series, but she is working on that. So, yeah, guys. So I have a 2-piece travel rod that I'm very excited about.
Do you have any like shirts or clothes I can use to cut?
No. Maybe. Look, I have white t-shirts in the back. That's one for one of the white t-shirts. So, guys, my little travel rod, right? This is my travel. So, you know what? This thing keeps hooking on my dish towel. Hold on. Okay. So this is my travel rod, and like I said, I can just put this in the truck, fold it up. I put it together so tight that it would not come apart. I mean, I'm talking like twisting, pulling. I think I may have twisted one of the guides. I'm not sure. Everything looks good now. Yeah, that's fine. And it took me and my wife in the kitchen pulling like tug of war style to try to get that thing apart. And luckily for me, my wife has lots more muscles than I do, and we were able to get that. We were able to get it done, so I could actually use the rod. So I have a 2-piece travel rod now. I'm very excited, and I have a bait tied on there. So this is one of the baits I may mention. This may or may not mention, but I have it paired up. This is 13 fishing. It's an Omen Black Series 3 2-piece rod, Series something rod, I believe, and paired up with the Concept Z SLD from 13 fishing. This little combo right here, super duper light. Fantastic. Travel, my little 2-piece rod, slide it up in anywhere I want to go, and I can make my cast and have a great time. So just want to talk to you guys about that. That's my exciting new thing. I have a 2-piece rod. Again, I've never used one of these since I first started my channel, and it was not a 2-piece. It was like a telescopic rod or something. This is my first, like, in case I need to travel to Florida or Texas or something. And I need to bring it on the plane maybe. I can't bring my whole rod and reel arsenal on the plane, so I gotta work my way around that. So very excited about that. Now, to get back to the video topic at hand, top 5 baits. All right, I'm gonna just go. They're not in order, so these are not in particular in order. These are just my top 5 selections for the winter time. And yes, I do winter fishing. Yes, I actually do pretty good at winter fishing. I actually enjoy winter fishing. You just got to know what you're getting into. So I'll give you kind of a rundown from the start. Like, okay, so when it gets into winter fishing, it's good. It can be fun. It can be very rewarding. Again, you typically have to place body of water by yourself. Typically, my keys to you guys, when it gets these temps dropping, these 30s and 27s and 28s and 24s and 35s, don't try to go out there and do nothing crazy. Okay, go bundle yourself up. Put your gloves on, put your big jacket on, put your hat on, your pants, proper gear. Go out, because basically my worst thing that you can do is to go out in this time and then don't dress properly and then come back, and then not only did you go out for a day of fishing, but now you come back and now you've now gotten where your body's not doing that good because you stayed out there too long in the cold. your fingers got too cold to where they're like, you know, things can go really bad when you get into really cold temps and you stay out there and you're not prepared properly. So my big key to you guys is, if you are going to winter fish, prepare yourself properly. Put your gloves on, put your hats on, cover your ears, you know, stuff like that. Make sure that you do all that. Protect your body, because you don't want to do something in wintertime that makes it so you can't fish in spring, because now you've contracted, you got something, you messed up, since you've messed up something because of the wintertime. So you've got to prepare yourself. There's one of the things that I didn't do early on. I just fished for like hours in 32-degree weather, couldn't feel my hands. I get back in the car and it's like, it was so bad, but it wasn't worth it, because I would catch like 2 fish on a jerkbait. That wasn't worth it to not be able to feel my hands for hour, 2 hours, or think that they're frostbitten and I'm not going to be able to feel my thumbs anymore. And I have a job playing as a musician. Some of you guys may know that. I'm playing musician at my church, and it doesn't make sense to me to not be able to feel my hands and then not go in on Sunday morning or whatever day and be able to play music to the best of my ability because I stayed out fishing too long on the day before. That's not smart. I never did that, but it's just not a smart thing. So you want to protect yourself, take care of yourself. That's one of the key things I will say to you about that for fishing. Now, once you've done that, you got yourself prepared. Now you want to know what to throw. So when you get there, my first bait that I will tell you guys for winter fishing is, you guessed it. Actually, no one guessed. Drop shot. Okay, it's a year-round bait. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. It's one of my favorite baits. One of the very first ways I started catching fish, I caught fish on a drop shot before I caught fish on Texas rig. Flat out. I started with a drop shot. Throwing a drop shot is like one of my favorite things I'll do. I can do it at any time, anywhere, any day, any type of rod, reel, water, line, don't matter. I'll throw a drop shot anywhere. So I'll kind of put it in a line, in a group though. So drop shot, Ned rig, shaky head. Those kind of baits are baits you definitely want to pick up in the winter time. But again, all 3 of those baits I just said work in the spring, summer, fall, winter. If there's another season that is about to be developed, it don't matter. You can throw those baits year-round and you're going to get bit. The only difference in the winter time is that you may want to just slow down. So sometimes if you throw a drop shot, Texas rig it or open hook, it doesn't matter. If you're throwing a drop shot, you throw it out there. Typical pieces of cover, just look for those. Whatever cover you normally were throwing at, just maybe look a little deeper, or maybe still look at that same cover. Don't ever rule out shallow, because you may catch a fish up shallow. Don't ever rule it out. Make a few casts just to test, just to make sure. But then go back out deep, maybe a little bit deeper, that kind of thing. But if you're throwing a drop shot, if it's summertime, you might want to be shaking it a little bit. You might want to give it a little twitch. If it's if you're not seeing any action on that, think about the action in your hand. When you cast out, your hand typically never just sits like still, where there's like no movement. Your hand is always exerting some kind of energy. So basically, when you're out there, even if you're just holding the rod like this, there's still some action going on. And what the bait I recommend, you do 1/4 ounce weight, you can do 1/8 ounce weight, don't really matter as far as the weight. I like a bigger weight because I can bomb it farther, maybe get it out a little bit deeper, let it sit, 1/4 ounce weight, get it out there. And then with a little Strike King Z2 or like a finesse worm from Zoom, if you get it out there, like I said, maybe a little shake, maybe a hop, let it drop back down, hop, let it drop back down, that kind of deal. Or just let it stick, just let it sit and wait till you feel that tug. High percentage area, make good cast, get it out there, and then just let it sit. You may gotta sit. That goes back to the point I was trying to say about your hands. If you don't have the proper stuff on, and I'm telling you to go out there and just let the bait sit, think about not having gloves on in 31-degree weather, and you're just holding a spinning rod like this. You're gonna be right at the chiropractor beside me, one, because all this gonna be locked up, right? Like you're not gonna be able to function. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So prepare yourself properly. If you're gonna be casting out, letting it sit, just let it, like, make sure you got good stuff on, because you're just letting it sit there. The little Z2, it just has a very subtle little movement. It's very like quiver, and that's like perfect. A lot of times they're chasing the fish aren't like scurrying all over the place like they are summer, fall, like everywhere. When you see fish moving, you might see like a V that comes and it's like that. So think about it. That bait's sitting there. He comes over, right? Like those are things you got to be mindful of. The other thing too, I'll say, because this is like universal for all of them. If you're casting out a bait and you're waiting for that, like that just smack, that you probably not gonna get that. I'm gonna just put that like that to you right now. Sometimes you will. Sometimes when fish, you put it right in the right spot, they annihilate it like they normally do. But a lot of times in this wintertime fishing, you barely gonna feel it. You barely gonna feel that bite. Barely feel that fish pick it up. Even if you're fishing a jig, and normally they clobber jigs, but The key thing with every technique I'm telling you, for the most part, you're going to need to watch the line, because they may just casually just come, grab it, slow, take off, and you're not going to know that, you're not going to feel it to get that tug. You're going to have to watch that line. Only thing you're going to see is a little jump. The line goes, that fish has your bait, and you better yank, because otherwise you never going to feel that hit. You're never going to feel that smack, and you're going to be like, dang, I got nothing, I got nothing. And that fish done already got your bait, picked it up, swam a little bit, put it back down, and you still thinking you ain't got nothing. So you have to be paying attention to your line, your rod tip, your line. Those things you gotta like pay attention to this time of year, because like I said, every bite is not gonna be a truck this time of year. The fish are moving a little bit slower. They're not as aggressive. I mean, don't get me wrong, you put something in front of their face, they're still a fish. They still gonna do their thing, but um, you may not feel it. It's really weird. It kind of blew my mind when I first did it, because I was like, I'm fishing this, I'm killing them on a jig, and I'm like, man, for the most part, you jig year round, you still need to watch your line, because you may just see the tick of the line. Because think about it, that little tiny thing. So you hop it up, hop, hop. That fish has a big mouth, hop, hop. Your jig could be like this. He can be like this. I am not touching this, but I have it completely engulfed. Think about this. That fish, your jig just hopped up. Matter of fact, I got a jig right here. Jig, hopped up. The fish has a huge mouth. Your jig is coming through. He is completely engulfed your bait, right? Completely engulfed it, but has not touched anything yet. Has not touched any, especially if he comes like this way. The line's over here. He is completely engulfed your bait, and you have not felt a single thing. He did not like, because sometimes they're trying to whack it, and like, I got something in my eye, God. So, and I hooked myself, wow. So, like, they come, they hit, sometimes they truck it, like, boom, boom, boom. Like, they get it, they try to just kill it. But this time, they just pick it up. You don't tell. The line comes over, you got to yank. So, if you feel it, thinking of something, your best bet is just to yank. I've caught quite a few fish during the wintertime when I just saw a little tick in my line, and I didn't know what it was, but I yanked, and next thing I know, I got a 2 or 3 pounder. That's happened more times than I can count, so just be mindful of that. But like I said, drop shot, shaky head, Ned rig, you guys are very familiar with those baits, I'm sure. Shaky head, again, is cast out, hop hop, maybe not hop hop real quick, hop hop, kind of slow it down. The biggest thing for this time of year is varying your retrieve to make sure that you give the fish what they want. Especially when I get to some of these other baits, you have to vary your retrieve. Not one retrieve where it's not a like winner take one size fits all this time of year. I've been fishing the bait, the next bait I talk about. I've been fishing. You guys follow me on Instagram. Check that out, Bass and Furious. I've been fishing at all different speeds, and it really depends. Sometimes I can crush them with a nice steady retrieve, and then other times I barely reel it to where this thing is barely moving, and then I get bit. So drop shot, shaky head, Ned rig, I just put them all in one group in this particular case, because I'm trying to get 5. I want to give myself more options for 5. So next up, we're going to go with, I mentioned it already, is a jig. But mine, standard jig is fine. Go with your finesse jig, your football jigs, all that good stuff. But I like to fish this vibrating jig. And the reason why I say I like to fish the vibrating jig is because a lot of guys this year, and I'll put the other bait in the same category, and it's a blade bait. So a lot of guys fish the blade bait this time of year. It's like winter time. It's really cold. Pull out the blade baits, and everyone does that, and it's good and it works. And don't get me wrong, I have not caught a blade bait fish in probably like 2.5 years. I don't throw the blade bait. I got really tired of losing blade baits. I go spend a ton of money, get a bunch of blade baits, go to the lake, and next thing I know, 6 of them is stuck on a piece of wood on the bottom. Part of it's user error. The other part is I just hate blade baits. So, and I just hate them all, and I just like to donate them all to the bottoms of every river, lake, stream in America. So that's part of it. But I like to fish the vibrating jig. Now, you guys know, for me that follow my channel, I didn't even really get that good with this bait until this last year, going into this year. I just made a conscious effort to just throw it a lot. And since I've been throwing it a lot, I've been able to learn a lot about it. And I feel like this bait is very comparable if you vary your retrieve speed. That's the key. So when I was fishing it throughout the summer and late fall, this thing was cooking. Just get my blade going, and fish were crushing it. As that temp starts to drop, it goes a little bit, just barely having that blade moving. Straight retrieve, but still just barely turning that handle enough to where I feel the blade. That was the speed. And I would notice, like, when I just kind of like check out in my brain while I'm reeling, like, you guys ever get there where you're just reeling, you just completely check out, you just it's just you just looking around, you just don't even, and that's when boom, I get trucked. And once I realize that, it's like, oh, okay, I got to keep this up. I got to keep doing this. So just barely reeling, and I noticed they were trucking it. But as the temps dropped even more, I noticed I had to vary it again. So the next variation I'll tell you guys, this is why I say it's close to the blade bait, is I like to yo-yo it, and that makes it comparable to fishing it like the blade bait. So the blade bait, you reel, rod tip up, and you get the vibration. You're trying to get the vibration. So that's what you're getting with the chatterbaits. The vibration, and it shimmies down. And that's they hit it on that shimmy, vibration up and the shimmy down. Real, and have it come up and shimmy down kind of deal. So I do that with my vibrating jig. And this is a Make Custom Tackle Raptor vibrating jig. Vary your colors. Make sure whatever color forwards, whatever you're looking at. I love this color, though. These oranges and browns, I love them. They're really good. I'll show you every bait over here is orange and brown. But what I've been doing is I realized I throw the vibrating jig all the way out to wherever I'm trying to get it to, let it hit the bottom, and then I pick it up. So you feel like the little vibrate comes up, and then I let it fall back down. And vibrate comes up, then it drops back down. And usually, the most recent fish that I caught on, right on this combo, I caught it probably a couple days ago. I let it sink down. As soon as I picked it up, boom, I actually felt it. Okay, so again, you have to be like, fish the moment. It's never truer than it is right now. You have, like, whatever they're doing, whatever they're telling you, you got to kind of lock that in and be like, okay, this is what's going on today. Let me stick with that. And then the next day you go, completely throw that out the window. Try it, but then throw it out the window if it's not working, because they may not hit the yo-yo. They may only want the slow. Exact same bait, exact same everything, it feels like. But they may only want to hit a certain way. They really change their mood, like, throughout the course of the day. So you just got to be up to that. But the yo-yo and the vibrating jig, up, let it go down, let it go down, let it go down. That's how it's close to the blade jig. So that's why I say the vibrating jig and the blade jig to me are very close, but I prefer to fish the vibrating jig. There's no treble hooks to deal with. People hate treble hooks. I love treble hooks, but I know sometimes that drives people crazy. I love them. I don't have any problems with them. You lose a fish or you get a fish. One of the two things is going to happen. But I really like treble hooks, and I have the rods that are appropriate that can get the hook in there, but sensitive enough to let the fish take off and not lose my fish. So equipment plays a big role if you're using treble hooks. So that category, and then the standard jig, just a jig. This is the perfect time of year to throw a jig. Finesse 3/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, whatever. Cast your jig out, hop, let it fall, hop, let it fall, drag it on the bottom, hop, let it fall. You know, however you want to mix up your retrieve, but you got to mix up your retrieve. You can throw a standard jig, but that whole category for number 2 goes to jigs. But I also threw a bladed vibrating jig in that. I also threw a blade bait in my vibrating jig, my jig section. So we got drop shot, we got like a whole finesse section. Next up I got drop shot. Next up I got jig. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys. I'm on like 20 minutes. I'm trying to get through the video. Third category for me is man, guys, I worked on this video like forever, and I was filming it like on the water, telling you guys. Third one for me is because I already went there, good segue, is crankbait. I just grabbed a couple. These are not necessarily the ones that I would throw right now. I'm just telling you crankbait as a style of bait. These 2 I grabbed because they're this color. I like the color. The crawl colors, red, brown, orange, those kind of color for your crawl. Crankbaits, I really like. Oh, so what I was going for is a flat-sided crankbait. That's where I was going. Number 3 for me is a flat-sided crankbait. This time of year, flat-sided crankbait, retrieve slow, bumping pieces of wood, banging on the bottom, even a balsa type square bill. The Fritz side deal is just killer. You can ask the guys who fished the Toda series or the Bass Championship or whatever it was. That flat-sided crankbait was cooking out there. Like, it was the deal. So that's a huge thing this time of year. I love fishing crankbait. Again, these baits, you can fish them all year round, except maybe the blade bait. Some people fish blade bait year round, but jig, chatterbait, drop shot, shake, all the things are all fish year round. Hey LA. But what I'm saying is, like, for this particular one, crankbait. Key this time of year, throw your crankbaits, guys. Flat-sided crankbait, balsa crankbait. If you can get a combination flat and balsa, throw that. Again, retrieve it slow. I like to retrieve it slow, let it bump into everything. You got to feel what you're doing, but I also like to just every once in a while pop my rod up a little bit, pop, reel it real pop, just make it look like it's going something. Maybe pop a little slow. The other thing I like to do is like sweep, right, sweep, right, do like that, sweep, like you know what I'm saying, like you you like honestly don't think any retrieve is too dumb this time of year. I'm telling you guys, do not think any people may look at you like you're a crazy person. Like I saw I don't know who it was fishing a Bassmaster Classic in the winter time, and the way he was fishing the bait, I was like, he's got to be fishing a spoon, because he was just like let it flutter, pick it up, let it flutter, pick it up, let it flutter down, pick it up. I was like, he's got to be fishing a spoon, and it was a jerk bait. I was like, the heck are you doing? Like this to me, it just was like, why up and then do like, I had no idea what this guy was doing. It looked, was it a jerk bait? No, it wasn't a jerk bait. What was it? It was a I thought it was a spoon because of the time of year. It was a lipless. That's what it was. And he was basically just doing what I'm telling you. Pick it up, let it drop down. Pick it up, let it drop down. I don't know why I thought it was a spoon. I really thought it was a spoon for some reason. But it was a lipless, and the retrieve makes sense for a lipless, right? Pick it up, let it fall back down. Pick it up, let it fall back down. It's kind of like the same thing I'm telling you about the chatterbait, the yo-yo. Up, let it drop right down. They're really that motion right now. Like there's a lot of different motions that come to play this time of year that you really gotta like just try stuff. If there ever was a time to try something, this is the time to try it. No one cares what you're doing. No one's coming out in the cold with you. No one's paying attention to anything that you're doing. This is a good time. Just on a whole nother note, this is a good time to try every lure that you wanted to try all year that you never did. Throw your underspins, spinner baits, chatterbait, jig, blade, whatever you want to try. Just this is a good time to try it as well, just to see. You never know, and you might pick up on something right now that'll help you in July, because you have plenty of time to work on it. Just sitting out there just messing with stuff. That's what I usually do this time of year. I take off a lot of stuff I normally use, and then I just throw all kinds of stuff. Just try to figure out, try new baits, order new stuff. Try this, try that. I usually do that a lot of times here too, but I also like to dial in some techniques. I did want to add one to my blade jig section, and that's a spinnerbait. You guys all know fish a spinnerbait, again, year round. Ask my buddy Scott Hollywood, he'll tell you. Spinnerbait, I could mention a couple of pros I fished with this year. Throw a spinnerbait. Always throw a spinnerbait, especially this time of year. Slow roll it, let it hit the bottom, and let those blades barely get the kicking. Spinnerbait is killer. But I put in the same group with the chatter, the jig, and the blade bait. I meant to mention spinnerbait, I didn't, but that's a key as well. Spinner, before I get a lot of feedback, be like, why not a spinnerbait? Throw a spinnerbait as well. All right, so to recap, we got drop shot, we got chatterbait, we got crankbait, flat sided crankbait. That was a key. Throw the flat sided crankbait. Now, number 4 is probably my favorite one to fish specifically this time of year. I fish the other ones like all year round. This one I specifically pick up this time of year. And actually, one second.
No, you like
Might as well get the goods out here for you guys. I'm gonna leave you guys in the dark on this one too. As you guys can see, we're a little busy. Got some the goodies, lots of the goodies. Just so y'all know, because this is something that when I'm telling you what I'm throwing, I'm telling you what I'm throwing. So this is the frit side. Money. I'm trying to tell you, this thing is money. You want to be throwing the flat-sided crankbaits, guys. You want to be throwing it. But this is the other one that's key too. I'm still messing with some stuff, but this one's killer too. You guys know all about these, the DTs. Throw the DTs this time of year. This color too. Throw this color. Matter of fact, why is this not tied on my pole? This should definitely be tied on my pole. Berkeley frit side, DT. These, I'm telling y'all, pick these up right now. You'll thank me later. And the best thing to do right now too is buy this stuff right now. When springtime comes, you ain't gonna find a red crankbait anywhere. Trust me, I tried. Unless you want to pay PS5 scalper prices, go ahead and get your red crankbaits now. Like everybody has a sale. They have a deal. If you got family that truly loves you and cares about you and supports your fishing habit, because they're glad you're not out on drugs, tell them to buy you, get you the Bass Pro, the Cabela's, the Tackle Warehouse, discount tackle. Tell them, uh, uh, take your pick. Tell them to get you these gift cards so you can buy these stuff right now. Trust me when I'm telling you guys. You guys are going to hate when March comes around and people start talking about the classic and this, that, and the third, and uh, Jacob Wheeler or Ott Defoe or somebody. What's the dude I saw today? What's his name? Patch Slapper. Patch Slapper. You guys are gonna hate it when the time comes around and one of these dudes knocks it out of the park on one of these baits. Just like John Cox did with the Fritz Eye that one year. John Cox lit it up on the Fritz Eye, and you spend the whole year trying to find a Fritz Eye, and you cannot find one. Like, remember when the Whopper Plopper first came out? You couldn't nobody get their hands on Whopper Plopper. People buying them off eBay for $24 for the Whopper Plopper. The Fire Crawl Jackhammer comes out. Everybody and their mama, like people selling their kids to try to get the jackhammer, taking allowance away so they can, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are losing their minds to try to get these baits. Like, don't do that. Get it now. People ain't getting this stuff right now. They are now, but because Tactical Bassing is giving you all the list of everything to go buy right now. Like, get this stuff right now. Get it early January, and then come March and April, you're good to go for the whole season. Like right now, I showed you a little piece of what I have. I don't have to buy another piece of tackle all next year. I'm not going to lose 15 of them. Okay? If I do, I need to stop throwing them. Like, I need to stop throwing them, put my rod down, go sell my boat on Craigslist, and I need to go talk to my buddies about playing some golf. Like, if I lose 15 flat-sided crankbaits, I need to find another profession. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there, right? You need to give up the fishing. Okay, there's lots of other things that you can do. I'm pretty sure somebody's grass need to be cut. Somebody's tree need to be trimmed. Okay, like you gotta find something to suit your life. Like don't fish. Okay, if you lose 15 flat-sided, don't do it. All right. Anyways, enough of that. So those are the baits I'm talking about. But throw your crankbaits. You definitely want to throw your crankbaits. But like I said, I recommend a flat-sided. Something like this. This is a shorter one. 3 feet diving instead of the other one I showed you. I think it was like 5 to 7 or 7 to 9. This is like 3 to 5 feet. You might catch some fish in 3 to 5 feet. Like I said, don't rule it out. Give it a try, especially if you're pond hopping. Now's a good time if you got a buddy that's always said, hey, come fish this farm pond, and you were like, I'm not fishing the farm pond. I'm going out on Rayburn today. Like, okay, I don't know if you want to keep going to Rayburn. Okay, I don't know if you want to keep going to Lake Texcoma. Okay, if your buddy's got a farm pond, tie you on some flat side and go catch you some fish. Have some fun at the pond. Go back to the good old days when you first started fishing. Just catch a pond, tie on some baits, have some fun. Maybe not throw your crankbaits because you don't want to lose 15 of them at the pond. All right. So with that being said, hold on. Speaking of which, I need to keep some of them because I want to catch some fish. All right, what I was getting to, category number 4 for my top baits. Hopefully I've not kept you guys too long. My favorite for this time of year, and I'm pretty sure you can hear it, is the jerkin stick. Okay, the jerk bait. This is going to be my favorite for this time of year specifically. You can fish it year round. You may want to speed up your retrieve depending on time of year. This time of year is what it's built for. I know you see it in a lot of videos. You don't see a lot of local specials. You might see a lot of Mega Bass Vision 110s and Lucky Craft pointers, but you don't see a lot of local specials. So these are from 13 Fishing. Local special 110. This is also the 110, but this one goes 3 to 5. This one's like 4 to 6. Just depends, or 5 to 7 actually. I think it's 5 to 7 and 3 to 5. But this right here is key. These are suspending. I always fish suspending jerk baits. I love it just letting it sit there. I will, again, I'll vary my retrieve. Even though I'm fishing this, I still will vary my retrieve. Natural colors, shad patterns, just depends on where you're at, what you're doing. You can vary that, but I love to fish a jerk bait this time of year. One of my favorite baits. So with the retrieve, like I said, this is the key one when it comes to retrieve. I've caught fish doing twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. Notice the count in that twitch, pause. 1, 2, twitch, pause. 1, 2. I've done some where I counted up to 15 seconds. And in like second number 14, I got smacked. Didn't know I got smacked until I went back to twitch again, right? So that's why I said 15. But twitch, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count out loud to make myself slow down because I always seem to fish pretty fast. And I count out loud to make myself slow down. Or I count in my head if someone's around me. I count out loud if no one's there. So I do twitch, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Twitch, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always remembering to keep my line slack while I'm twitching and pause. And then when I pull again, I make it a little bit tight. But I still want to keep on a slack line. Let the bait give you the most action it can. Twitch, pause. But then I've done twitch, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twitch, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've done twitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I'm telling you, vary it. If you find one though, lock that in and just roll with that for that day. Change it the next day, but for that day, if you find it, lock it in and stick with it. Twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. Pause. Twitch. I mean, sing a song. Like, I don't know, whatever your favorite tune is. Sing your favorite tune. Like, just try to make it enjoyable, but wait. Like, wait, because think about it. The fish, he's working his way over there, gets your bait, and then when you go back to twitch again and you can't move it because it's taken off that way, boom, you've had a good time. It's a good day. Catching a fish on a jerk bait is one of the funnest things in the world. I love doing it. That's why I say I love that bait for this time of year. It's a jerk bait, but I stress to you enough, very retrieve. I caught a fish on it last week or 2 weeks ago, fishing a jerk bait where I wasn't even jerking it. Okay, so basically I knew what I was fishing was really shallow, probably like 2 feet at most, and I was fishing a 3 to 5 foot diving. So of course I held my rod tip up and I just slowly reeled it like I was fishing a crankbait, just like this, because it's still moving. It's doing this whole deal, so it's just going through the water. I'm just doing like this, and every once in a while I would just like pop my rod up, so it just looks like it's just going, and then it just like that. But I'm sorry, not like that. It was like that. And I'm just coming back, and then it just takes off. And I'm like, whoosh. I'm gonna put the clip up on my Instagram here soon. But you never know. Like, you've got to vary your retrieve. I think I picked that one up from Noah from Kicking Their Bass TV, Big Bass Energy. He wasn't doing the high up retrieve, but he was doing, maybe he was, and then he was like twitching his rod up, something like that. But again, just vary your stuff, guys. Just really vary your stuff, because this time of year, that's the biggest key, because you never know what may or may not work, and you don't want to limit yourself, or you want to find new stuff. And who knows, again, that type of deal may work for you a different time of year. Okay, jerkbait, talked about that. Last category is this is the insert lure here category, so I'll leave that up to you guys. Number 5, I'd love to see you guys comment. If you go back and watch this video, or you're watching it now, comment what you like to throw this time of year. I'd love to hear what you guys like to throw this time of year. That'd be fantastic. Because I don't have all the answers. I have a few, which I've shared with you, but I don't have them all. So I'd love to hear what you guys are throwing this time of year. My last category, if I had to pick one, I'm going to say it's going to be a swim bait. And whether that is a 8-inch glide bait, or whether that is a 2.8-inch Kitech swim bait. Take your pick, whatever kind of swim bait you want to throw. Yeah. Yes, not that. Okay. So if you do that, a swim bait, any kind of swim bait, take your pick. Mine, and why I say it's in the category, is category number 5, is a Huddleston. I'm going to throw Huddleston. I can't recommend that as a bait to throw this time of year, because I've never caught a fish on it. So I'm never going to tell you to recommend something that I've never caught fish on. I'm telling you stuff that I've caught fish on consistently this time of year. Everything I've mentioned in this video, I've caught well over probably 100 fish on each individual one of these baits. Yes, the one. Over the last 3-4 years, I've caught them on that. The one that I didn't mention that I should have, that I've caught a bunch of fish on this time of year, though, is a lipless. I didn't mention it, but it's definitely a killer bait for this time of year. So if I had to insert another one too, it'd be a lipless. But I didn't mention that in this video. It's a really good bait. It catches a ton of fish, but I didn't mention it. I'm in Virginia. So I will say the swim bait is my last one. I throw an 1/8 ounce Kitech. I've been throwing that all year. Well, starting in summer, I've been throwing it, and it's been lighting it up. It's a 2-piece rod. Yes, my very first 2-piece rod that I've ever owned in my life. It is fantastic. I definitely recommend everyone have a 2-piece rod. I've never had one, and it's great. Absolutely great. Like, I really like it. I mean, I really like it. Like, I'm so happy about the little 2-piece rod. And I know people have had them, like, they use them all the time. People love 2-piece rods. I've never had a 2-piece rod. I've never had one. Never had a 2-piece rod. I always want a regular rod. It's a 7'1" medium heavy action. Yep, 7'1" medium heavy action, extra fast. And I've thrown everything on it from a chatterbait to spinnerbait to jerkbait to lipless. Today I was throwing an 1/8 ounce swim bait, Kitech. I mean, it don't matter. I can throw anything on it. I love it. It's absolutely great. 2-piece rod. That's an Omen Black from 13 Fishing. I think it's like $100, $124, something like that. I had 15 on there. I dropped it to 12, and I'm probably gonna drop it to 10. Probably gonna drop it to 10. I just couldn't find the 10 when I was trying to respool, so I respooled it with 12. I have 12-pound mono though. I almost don't fish fluoro. Like, I don't know, man. I fish a lot of mono, ton of mono. I fish fluoro on my cranking rod. I fish fluoro on my Crankenstein for my crankbaits. I fish fluoro on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fish fluoro that much anymore. I used to fish it all the time, but I really like mono. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't. I'll show you. Everything's braid. Sorry, everything's braid. 100% braid on every single rod. Every reel I have has braid on it, but what comes from the braid is mono. And I have maybe 2 with fluoro. Yeah, everything's braid. That's the only way I'm getting this. I'm getting casting distance. It's unbelievable. But it's like 10-pound braid. I have 10-pound braid on almost everything. Maybe 15 on something, but mostly 10-pound braid on everything. And then at the end, I have the mono fluoro. Fluoro on my spinning pole. I have fluoro on one 8-pound, and then I have Berkeley Trilene XL, not Trilene fluoro, 100% fluorocarbon. Trilene. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I have 10-pound braid to mostly I'm running it to 15 or 17-pound mono, 12-pound, 10-pound, 8-pound, 6-pound. Those kind of my list of what line sizes I normally use. But if any given day, if I have my choice, it's probably 8. It depends on where I'm fishing. If I'm on the Potomac, it's like 12, 15, 17. No bigger than 17. I don't go like 20, 25 pounds. I know some people do. I don't do it. I do 15, 17. I ain't never broke off no fish. I ain't lost no fish. You know, I use what I need to use. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. My production manager cut off the lights on me. They might be telling me it's time to go to bed. One sec. Yep, my production manager, they cut off the lights on me, guys. So I don't got no more juice. I don't got no more juice for my lights here. But hopefully you guys can still I think you still see me fine. Let me try light. There's a light. Okay, there's light. Yes, that is my top 5 my baits. I tried to, like I said, I tried to film this video probably like 4 times on the water, showing you guys what was going on, but angles weren't good, lots of fish weren't being I don't have a lot of time. Like, basically I tried to film this video in like 9 minutes. That's how much time I have, like, to try to film and make this video, and it just wasn't working. I did catch fish in a couple of them, but then the ones I caught fish, I wasn't talking that much, and then I was talking a lot, but I wasn't catching any fish. It was like a really big cluster, so I had to put it like 4 videos together, and I just decided to do it this way as well. I can get it out there. Next up, you guys will see, I'll probably do it on a live stream too, is Rod and Reel Arsenal. That's the one I'm very excited about. I have a phenomenal, probably the most exciting lineup of rods and reels that I've had ever. I love the team I'm on, 13 Fishing. Love the team. Everybody has their different opinions. You feel how you feel, blah, 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 yada, yada. I don't care. Um, I like what I like, and I do what I do and have what I need to be successful. So, um, 15-pound mono for the crankbaits? Yeah, I can see that. Oh, nice job on the 14th place, man. That's good stuff. I think I'm fishing a 3-day. I'm fishing the Big Bass Tour, and I'm fishing a BFL all in the same weekend. So it's like there's a Friday tournament, Saturday tournament, Sunday tournament. Like, so it's gonna be a 3-day. I think it's gonna actually be my first full like 3 days of fishing in a row. It's just not all for the same event. It's gonna be 2 different events, but it is 3 straight days. I do have a Toyota Series event that's coming up. It's gonna be a 2-day event that I'm very excited about. Um, yes, BFLs. I'm signed up, paid, registered, good to go. I think I was like I had to be number 1. I had to be either number 1 or number 2 to sign up completely for my division, Shenandoah Division BFLs for the whole year. I had to be number 1 or 2 that signed up. I signed up even before you could sign up. Like, I was on the thing beforehand, ready to rock. So like, I don't have to worry about a link. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I'm in there. I'm locked. I'm ready to go. I have a link. So that's great, but I didn't need a link this year. I made sure I don't want the stress of having to worry about having to post and be like, hey, can someone link with me so I can fish this tournament? Like, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to know I'm going to fish, be guaranteed to fish, and I'm in there. And you cannot tell me that signing up as number 1, that there isn't one boater who signed up. There is a boater that signed up, and I'm good. So we're going to get after it. Already signed up. I think I booked the hotel already for the first 2. Like, it's going to be good. And I got a couple people rocking with me. A lot of guys this year chose to fish a different division than what I'm fishing based on the regional location, and I chose not to go that route, and I chose to go the route that I think is going to work for me. I don't want to fish a regional on the Potomac. A lot of my tournaments on the Potomac, but I don't want to fish a regional on the Potomac. I just don't want to. I don't want to. If I get there and I make it there, I want to travel and I want to get to this next place, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fish all the tournaments here locally, and then I'm going to travel a little bit for regional. I want to be in the dark just like everybody else. I'm going to go out there and get my little practice in. Maybe, maybe not. Show up, see what I can do. I do way better when I just figure it out. I also do way better when I have, like, that much information. Like, that much. Like, they're hitting Junebug. Like, that's it. Like, I hate it when you go, because you guys know, you all know, like I know, these guys, they go, a lot of times when you hear the professional anglers talk about they went to practice, they're not going like sacking up 25-pound bags. They're more maneuvering. They're more learning the lay of the lake, where this is, where the stumps are at, where's the dangerous zone, what typically could possibly kind of sort of work. They're just trying to build, as BTL Matt Pangrat says, they're trying to build the spokes, a hub where they can catch fish at, and then branches off of that they can be successful at. That's pretty much how they're doing. So like, going there and having a tournament practice the week of and catching 38 bass and like, yo, it's a great practice, and then you get there in actual tournament, don't catch jack. And I'm telling you, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, because as a co-angler, which is what I'm going as, me practicing means nothing other than me just knowing, like, dialing in like watercolor and temperature and knowing if there's a lot of grass, or should I bring stuff that goes over the grass, or should I punch through the grass, should I come over the grass, or should I go to the grass edge? Those are things that can help you. Water temp can help you. Water clarity can help you. These things, but they change. The water clarity on Wednesday ain't the same on Friday. When you show up for the BFL on Saturday, what you saw on Thursday don't mean nothing almost. Other than if it's like a grass one. You know, the grass didn't go anywhere from Thursday to Saturday. Okay? But if I don't know how to fish grass and I'm going to the Potomac, what's the point of going to the Potomac? I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting everybody's time. I'm wasting my money. I'm wasting everything. If I don't know how to fish grass and I go to the Potomac, I'm wasting my time. You're literally wasting your time and your hard-earned money. Don't show up if you don't know how to fish grass. Don't show up, because I guarantee your boater at some point in the day is going to go to the grass. If you don't know what you're doing, you didn't know what you were doing on Thursday. You don't know what you're doing on Saturday. Nothing's going to change. So, anyways, I like to go into the BFLs with an open mind. I don't want to be locked into something. Potomac, it really depends. Time of year plays a huge difference, but for me, very simple. Senko, throw a Senko, throw a crankbait. Senko and a crankbait and chatterbait and a swim jig. If I had to pick 4, I'll give you 4. There you go. Swim jig, chatterbait, Senko, crankbait. Those 4. If you just take those 4 to the Potomac, vary your colors. That's it. Don't pick up nothing else. Don't even bother. Don't waste your time. You can throw a shaky head, you can throw a Ned rig. I mean, you can throw basic like stuff that works everywhere in America. But if we're talking just Potomac, chatterbait, swim jig, Senko. Senko colors. It took me like 4 years to get people to tell me the actual Senko colors to throw out there because I threw a lot and I'd waste a lot of time. Really depends on what's going on in the air. The bigger thing with the Senko is you're going to have to try several different colors. I'm going to just throw it out there right now. You have to try several different colors. The bigger thing with the Senko is how you fish it. Color sometimes plays a role. Most of the time it's just how you fish it. This is like top secret information that no one will share with you on the Potomac unless you've like fished with them or against them or saw them doing it. They will not tell you on the Potomac. But I did have one guy finally tell me, and lights out on fishing the Senko. Game over. I'll give you you can go with a green pumpkin. I mean, you can take green pumpkin anywhere in the world, but you want to keep an open mind. Just look whatever the sky and the water is doing, open mind. But your black and blue, your green pumpkin, June bug, like your watermelon, stuff like that. It's several different ones. White chartreuse for your chatterbaits. Swim jig, you gotta be a little creative. It can really vary. They have a company that makes like Potomac River baits that has good colors for Potomac River swim jigs. Didn't know that, right? Who knows that there's a company that makes swim jigs from people that fish the Potomac, that a lot of people fish on the Potomac and they kick your butt, and you have no idea why they're kicking your butt, because they have swim jigs that were made by someone that fishes the Potomac all the time and does really well, and they make swim jigs and share with all their friends. And then you never know about these until you lose to them every time. I can't even think of the name of the place. I have a place. I've made them myself, and we're ready to rock for the next season. But what's the name of the place? I think it starts with a D. Dang it, I found it. I'd have to ask that guy. It's actually in, if you look at the FLW results, the FLW or BFL results, they have like where the guys talk about what baits they use and when. If you look at those, it'll tell you, like from this year and last year, there's a guy on there who tells you who makes the swim jigs. He tells you right in there. He don't tell you the color, but he tells you who makes it. Once you find that site and start looking through the colors, you'll see. It says Potomac River right on the list of things. I had to find it on there, but I screenshot it and everything so I can go back and find it, but I can't remember it right offhand. Like I said, I had a bunch of them. I have a bunch of them myself that I made this skirt with my companies I work with, their products. I put it together, and I'm ready to rock, but it starts with a D. It's like Dave, maybe Dave or Don, something like that, that makes baits that like are specific for it, like really specific. If just type it in like Dave or Don or something in Potomac River, and it should start giving you some options like that. But yeah, there's literally 4 things. Like all the places I'm fishing, Potomac, Smith Mountain, James River, Kerr Lake. It's very specific things that work there consistently. And I went through, I made a list of all the baits that I caught fish on at every single event, how it worked, conditions, what I was doing. I made a whole list that I compiled of all these things. So when that tournament comes up, I just flip to that sheet. I have a playbook, but it's a very extensive playbook. So we're talking like Bill Belichick playbook, right? Like, we're talking like, that sounds like it right there. I think that's it. Dave's tackle. I think you're on. I think that's it. But look at the colors. You'll see exactly what I'm telling you. Look at the colors. It's right there. Like, and the thing is, a lot of people talk about a lot of stuff that they catch a lot of stuff on, and a lot of it's crap. Don't buy it. I've never been like that. I'll tell you guys I caught everything on a Senko, but I may or may not be telling the truth. I did catch something at some point on a Senko, so I'm never lying, but I didn't maybe catch it that day on a Senko. But a lot of times I did. Like Smith Mountain, I caught a ton of fish on a Senko. Regular Senko. Potomac, ton of fish on the Senko. I know personally 3 guys who won BFLs on the Potomac River throwing a Senko. And I know exactly what color Senko they want to know. Because you know why? They threw it in my boat and let me see it at the end of the day. I know exactly what they did. And it wasn't what they were throwing. It was how they were using it. Because I looked at the dude when he threw it to me. And I'm like, I threw that daggone thing all day. Because we ran into like 2 or 3 boaters and stuff that day. And they were like, I'm killing them on a Senko, man. I'm like, I don't care. I'm throwing a Senko and I'm not catching anything. This is freaking wasting my time. Everybody talking about daggone Senko. Senko, Senko, Senko. And I love throwing a Senko, but I wasn't catching anything. It wasn't what I was throwing. It was how I was using it, and I was not doing it properly. When I started doing it properly, I started catching fish on a consistent basis. So that goes back to the whole point of the whole video. Throw more about what you're doing. Because it was like, dude, I'm throwing a Senko. I got 2 in the box already on a Senko. And I'm looking down at my pole, and I see a wacky rig Senko. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. And then I threw that same Senko on the Toyota series, and it was, and literally like right outside of getting to that next day of the money. All I needed was 1 of these solid fish, and I'd had a chance at, in the Toyota series, fishing with 2 pros. Behind 2 pros that were both vacuums. They left nothing. Left nothing. They hit every target so freaking quick that I didn't have a chance really to get there. And I still managed to get there based on some tips that I got from Justin Kimmel, JK, who just won the freaking the all American, right? Like some tips I got from watching his video, him and like Chad Smith or something like that. They gave a lot of good tips on what co-anglers should do. Because for me, it's still tough being a co-angler because I'm normally a boater. When I see that piece of wood, I pitch at that piece of wood, man. When I'm a co-angler, when I see that pitch of wood, I can't just bomb a cast up at that piece of wood because the pro done already made like 3 or 4 casts there. And it's just not a good etiquette to cast over top of him. Even though I see it and I want to pitch, they're going to get that fish first all the time. You got to like pick your spots around them. That's tough for me. It was tough for me last year. This year's not that tough. I know what to fish. I know what to look at. When that boat's swinging around, that piece of target that he missed, that he threw a half-ounce jig at and didn't catch a fish, oh, okay. It's my chance with my Senko, and I'm going to go. Or my tiny swim bait. My co-angler baits, okay? I have a whole series of co-angler baits. I'm going to catch those fish. I already know this. It's not rocket science. Once you figure it out, you can do it. You can make it happen, but you have to change your mindset, and that's what I was able to do last year, and I'm ready to do this year. Just go full in on being the partner in the boat tournaments, fishing my own tournaments out of my boat, and then being a co-angler. So, like I said, it really has to do with how you're doing, how you're fishing certain things when it comes to certain baits. Swim jig, sometimes on the Potomac, you can burn that thing. You get it to the edge of the grass, let it fall, and then start burning it back. Honestly, I saw so many people catch fish on a chatterbait or a swim jig. I started catching fish on a chatterbait or swim jig on the Potomac in the grass when you throw it like right in the grass. Just throw it in the grass. Like, it's like you're trying to tell a little kid how to fish. When you just tell them just bomb it out. Just bomb it out and reel it back. There were so many fish caught throwing a swim jig or a chatterbait, just throwing it right in the grass. Just throwing it right in there and then just ripping it out. Like, find the grass edge, throw it right past the grass edge, let it fall in the grass, like a foot or 2 behind the grass edge, get it in the grass, and then just rip it all out. Once it comes flying out of there, smoked. I'm telling you. It absolutely mind-blowing. Spinnerbait, everything, whatever. Or fish the edges with a popper. Throw a popper at the edge of the grass on the Potomac. I've seen light them up. When that grass gets really thick out there, you just got it. You have to be versatile. You have to be versatile, and you have to make sure you hit your spots. Especially if you're fishing the back of somebody's boat, make sure you hit the spots because they hit a lot, but they don't catch everything. There's still fish to be caught, but you've got to be quick. You've got to have good stuff tied on when you start the day. You cannot. I had my boater. He caught like 3 fish on a popper, and I didn't have a popper. I didn't have anything. I had a fluke. I love fishing a fluke on the Potomac. That's like one of my key baits on the Potomac. I always do good with a fluke on the Potomac because it can run through the grass and I can let it fall in the holes. So I love fishing a fluke on the Potomac. It's one of my key baits on the Potomac that I've done really well on. 4-pounders, 5-pounders, 3s, 2. It don't matter. Fluke catches them all. Just make sure you have a good sized line because if you let it fall in that hole, think about it. That fish is taking that sucker and digging you deep into the grass. So you got to be able to get them out of there. That's key. But anyways, guys, I've been at this for an hour. I've had a long day at work, and I think I got to talking about fishing and got my elevation. I got elevated real quickly, and I think I'm starting to come back now. I'm starting to get a little tired. Unfortunately, I had a long day, dude. Like, it's been long days, 50+ hour work weeks. Getting close to 60. Like, it's pretty crazy, but it's good because I enjoy and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to work and make some money, some good money right now. So that's what I'm gonna do, because next year's gonna get kind of expensive doing all this fishing, and I need to be able to pay for it and make it happen. So hopefully these tips have helped. If you do follow me on Instagram at Bass and Furious, be sure to, if you're not, be sure to do that. If you have questions or tips or want specific things or want to talk or chat or whatever the case may be, send me a message at Bass and Furious, man, on Instagram. I will reply. I do take forever. I will acknowledge that, but when I do see it eventually, I will reply. I'll be glad to talk. I'll be glad to share as much as I possibly can, and help out, man, because again, like I said, a lot of this stuff was not shared with me. And I'll give you one more story. So I'm on the boat, I'm fishing. I got a color of a Cinco that I think is going to work. And I see the water and I'm like, this looks good. I think this is going to be killer. Now, I want to point out, this is the only Cinco color that I fish on the Potomac now. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I fished 3 or 4 different colors, but this is the only one that's been killing from summer all the way through. Like, late spring all the way through. It just destroys. And it's been destroying for like 20 years. If you watch any old even Potomac Radio videos, you'll see people were throwing this color even back in like 1992, and it still works. It blew my mind. But so I pull the color out. I'm like, man, I'm on a boat. I'm fishing with a dude I've never fished with before. I have no idea. I got this color. I'm like, I think this is going to get it done for me today. I think it's going to get. I'm like feeling really good. I'm very excited. And I get the bag. I open the bag up. Boom, boom, boom. I pull it out. Tie the thing on. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm about to cast this out. And I'm talking to the boater. I'm like, yo, hey, I got a color. I think it's gonna work out here. I think this is gonna light them up. I think this is gonna be good. I'm looking at the water clarity. I'm looking at the sky. I'm like, all I gotta do, we sitting in the grass. I'm like, I just gotta throw this in the grass. It's gonna be, dude, it's gonna be on and popping. Sure enough, I caught quite a few fish on it. It actually did really good for me that day. But again, I didn't know how to fish it, but I still caught fish on it, even though I didn't know how to fish it. It's that good of a color. Pull it out of my bag, tie it on, make my cast. I show the dude, I'm like, hey, check this out. This is it right here. This is going down. He reaches down on the deck of his boat. The first rod he picks up already has that color tied on to this thing. He's like, dude, I've been fishing this out here for like 15 years, man. I'm like,
56.
I'm just standing there, I'm like,
56.
15. I just found out about this today. I'm on the water right now. I literally learned about this yesterday and bought the whole stock yesterday. I bought every one they had at Gander Outdoors. I bought every single color. I bought every single bag that the Gander store had of this color, of this bait, because I was like, this is going to be key. I bought it out of every store I could possibly find. I bought the color. Dude tells me he's been fishing the color forever. I go back and start looking at videos, and I'm like, wait a minute, that looks 92, okay, 96, 98, 2004, 2020. It's the same dang color, and they're still throwing that color, and it's still killing them. I can throw it on the Rappahannock. I can throw it on the Potomac. I threw it at the James River. It don't matter where you go. If you throw this color, especially summer, fall, late spring, whatever, and you don't even try to buy it, because I done bought all of it. Just give up. I probably have 37 bags of the same color. I fished the Toyota series with a gentleman. I catch 2 fish in the boat on the same color both days, okay? He catches a 5 and a 6, or 5 and a 4 and a 3 in front of me, throwing the same color, not a Cinco, but he was throwing a different color, same color bait, but not a Cinco. Dude takes, he makes a very nice payday in that tournament using the exact same color that I'm telling you guys about right now. He knew about it. He's not even from this state. He knew about this color. You've got to find that color. I may share the color. I never post any pictures of the color. I refuse to share the color because I'm not going to share the color with anyone ever. This is one of these things I'm going to keep. If you find out about it and figure it out like I did, I feel bad that everybody knew about this color and nobody told me this daggone color. And that's why I don't share this color, because it's not. They shared with me another color that's really good, and I really like this color. So I have 2 colors that are like exclusive that no one shares with anyone ever unless you get in their boat. Then you find out about the color. But I got the color, and I use the color. The color's good. The color's going to come in handy this year. If you want another color, like I said, you can send me a message. I may give you a hint. I ain't going to never tell you the color, but I'll give you a hint. And we can work together. I'll give you a hint. if you want to be my sponsor. If you want to be a sponsor for the Toyota series, I'll gladly share the color with you. Okay, it's $550. Let me know. We can talk. Figure out something. 12 equal installments of $23.50. Anyways, I'm just playing, guys. Sorry, I'm getting tired and sleepy, and I'm getting kind of crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a great color. You need to know about this color. You have to have this color on your boat. I'm telling you this. If you live in Virginia, you ain't gonna find it because I done bought it all everywhere. Every store in Virginia, I bought all of them. I bought all of them from Discount Tackle. I bought all of them from Tackle Warehouse. I bought them from Harpeth Outdoors. Yes, Harpeth Outdoors. I bought them from there. I bought them from every store. I buy at least 4 or 5 packs from every single store. And I took me and my buddy fished a tournament out there. I used this bait and caught them on. And I was throwing them on an 1/8 ounce weight with it. You can fish it weightless. You can fish on an 1/8 ounce weight. You can fish it wacky rig, weightless. You can fish it wacky rig with a weight. It don't matter. But it crushes. Okay, I'm telling you. Anyways, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. My top 5 winter baits and a bunch of extra stuff. As always, I appreciate you guys. I'm giving you a hug right now in case no one ever knows. I'm giving you a hug because you're my friends, my best and favorite friends. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. We are monetized. Yes, we are good, guys. We are cooking. The channel is rolling. 2020 goal achieved. Have not caught a fish on Huddleston, but I did get my channel to, monetized. I'm very excited about that. It's a good day. The money starts rolling in now. I've made $1.33. I'm very excited about this. Very excited about this. It's great. I'm super excited. I'll try not to bore you guys to death with ads. I don't put them on all my videos. I'm not going to do that. I want you guys to enjoy my videos and my content, but I'm very excited about that. There's a lot of work to get there, and I'm very pleased for that, and some opportunities that present themselves to make it happen. Thank you as always. I appreciate you guys. Peace. You guys are awesome. I'm going to get some sleep. I got to work again, and then again, and work again, and then again. And then I'm going to enjoy Christmas, and then get right back to work. So thanks. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.